Hello, I'm Mag Ruffman.
And I'm Gemma Zampronia. We're here together for the first time since Road to Avonlea.
Because today's a very important day. It's the day you're going to save a life.
We're talking about the life of a precious little boy or girl.
So stay tuned. I know you can do it. Program.
We're glad you've joined us. In the next hour, Mag and I are going to take you around the world and into the lives of some of the most precious children you've ever seen.
These children, through no fault of their own, are being denied what every child should have: enough food, basic health care, clean water, and an education. Yet these kids have all kinds of potential.
This is the really exciting thing. In the next 60 minutes, each one of us has a chance to say yes to one of these children. Yes, you can have a new life. Yes, you can have hope for the future.
That yes is made possible because of World Vision Canada, a Christian humanitarian organization that's been changing children's lives for over 45 years.
As you can see behind us, volunteers are busy, but not busy enough, taking phone calls from people like you who are sponsoring children and are helping provide a brand new life to a child they can have a picture of and even write to.
If you've ever thought about sponsoring a child, and you probably have, now is the time to do it. It's the perfect opportunity. You just call and pledge $29 a month. Why not call right now as you join me and Gemma on a wonderful personal adventure? Now, not long ago, I traveled to Ethiopia, East Africa. Please come along with me. When I arrived in this poor, barren region of Ethiopia, one of the first families I met was a single mother, Taitu, and her 4 children. Because the area had suffered a drought, my World Vision guide told me they might be hungry, so we brought along a bit of food to share. Little did I imagine just how much they would appreciate the oranges and bread. Alamu's mother, Taitu, has no regular income and no land to farm. 7-year-old Alamu has had nothing to eat today, and probably not much yesterday. His father left the family years ago, and every day since has been a struggle. Alamu has never been to school, and his clothing is literally rags. But even in a life so full of hardship, there's love and moments of happiness. Alamu, this is one of these brilliant African innovations. It's a bunch of string and yarn and scraps of various bits of old clothes. This is an old sweater. This is a pair of, looks like old pants. And it's just been wound together and sewed together and stitched and kind of improvised. And we see these a lot. And this is Alamu's only toy. And I actually, from Canada, brought him something that I guess I'll give him just so he has another toy. What's that? Oh, Namaste. You okay? Okay. Toko Lama Sedi. Oh! By far, the best way to see the depths of Alamu's poverty is to enter his family's home. The house itself is as precarious as Alamu's future. It's little more than a bundle of sticks. My, you have the wind go through your house. Well, all right, this is the house that this family has lived in for 7 years. And I guess you can see there's some pretty drawings for decoration, and it's again, it's mud and sticks that can see the wind will blow right through. And we have a dirt floor. This will be the cooking area, and you can see the open fire is prepared here, and it just fills the hut, and then I guess escapes through the roof. It looks like there's a lot of soot on the roof, so it probably gets smoky. There are no animals living here. The family's too poor to afford animals. In fact, Taitu is so desperate that she has done what for many mothers would be absolutely unthinkable. She has given away her 2 oldest children to other families where they work all day long. It's so simple to help one child. And that's the starting point. You get a little opening in your heart and you go, okay, $29 a month, I can do that. You can do that. You can make the difference for one child. You can help give a child like Alamu a more nutritious diet, health care, the chance to go to school, and hope for a better life. Please call and say you'll sponsor a child today. This is the first time that I've seen the footage of Alamu since I returned, and I just want everybody to know that the crew pitched in, and we got together enough money to build that little kid a new house. And my husband and I are sponsoring Alamu now, so don't worry about him. He's going to be great. Now, if there's one thing I hope you see as you watch this program, it's that there's something one person can do, something you and I can do. The suffering doesn't have to overwhelm us. Each of us can reach out to one beautiful little kid and make a life-changing difference.
Meg and I are urging you to call and reach out to one of these children with your love and commitment of $29 a month. Your gifts will be transformed into things like clean water, improved nutrition, vaccinations against disease, a chance to go to school, and to learn about God's love. Such very simple things. You can even choose whether you want to sponsor a boy or a girl, their age and country.
We'll mail you a picture along with details about your child's family and where they live. You'll get progress reports every year, and if you want, you can share letters and pictures, and that's the fun part. The kids treasure those letters and pictures, and so will you. We want you to know also how your dollars will be spent, so we'll send along this information with your child's picture. You can use Visa, MasterCard, monthly checks, automatic debits from the bank, whatever's easy for you. What you're going to discover is that sponsorship really changes 2 people. It changes the child, and it changes you. The satisfaction of knowing that you're giving hope and life to a child, knowing how much you matter to them, is just tremendous. So please don't wait another minute. Call right now.
We've got lots more to tell you, but right now, we want to join Dave Toyson, president of World Vision Canada, in Haiti.
Marie, what are the most common illnesses that kill children like this?
As many times as I've visited Haiti, I still find the poverty overwhelming. Haiti is by far the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, one of the poorest countries in the world. Every night, thousands of children go to bed with their stomachs burning from hunger. Jean-Claude Louis grew up here in the midst of this poverty, but his life changed when a family sponsored him. Today, Jean-Claude is working for World Vision so he can change the lives of other poor children.
And Marie is going to look at the children, is that right? Okay.
Along with a nurse named Marie, Jean-Claude took us to visit one of the families here who desperately need help. The father's name is Jacqueline, and the mother's name is Allured.
Bonsoir. Bonsoir. Bonsoir.
Their daughter, Lourdes, is 7 and not yet in school. Jameson is 2. Jasmine doesn't look much older, but I was shocked to learn that she's 5 years old. My heart broke when I saw her. She's losing her hair, and something is terribly wrong with her eyes.
If you look at Jasmine, you can see that in her eyes. She has no vitamin A because
So vitamin A, there's a vitamin A shortage, and it's causing, basically will cause blindness.
Yes.
She's not blind yet, right?
No, and Miss Marie says, I don't think she can see very well.
She can't see very well. Just a few pennies a day would provide vitamin A tablets, and obviously a proper diet would as well. But here's a little girl who, if we don't intervene now, quickly, she could very well be blind. What about the little boy, Marie? His tummy.
Yeah, he's swelling.
Yeah, it's swelling. So he probably has parasites?
Yes.
That can be quite serious. If he doesn't find proper care as soon as possible, he can even die.
It's incredible. Has she had children? Has she had children, other children who haven't lived?
Okay. She lost 2 children.
She's already lost 2 children.
I could see the pain of that loss in her eyes. Lourdes and Jacqueline have a dream that one day their 7-year-old daughter, Lourdes, can go to school. But they can't afford the $3 tuition fee.
Lourdes, when is the last time that your family had a good meal, an adequate meal?
Her family
Yes.
does not eat on a regular basis.
On a regular basis, they don't eat. Okay, when is the last meal they had? Have they eaten today?
I noticed that Lourdes couldn't look us in the eye.
Okay, they haven't eaten.
Right, and do they have food for tonight, for this evening's meal?
She was embarrassed to tell us that they didn't have enough food.
We have no food here.
They have no food here. Meeting this family here is really overwhelming, and the solution is people helping, people caring. We can do something. We can save a life. As a Christian person, as a person who's doing my best to follow the way of Christ, to follow the way of Jesus, you look at this, and it calls us to who we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be people who care, people who are willing to step forward and do something. If you've ever thought about sponsoring a child, please do it right now. This family desperately needs help. Call now.
All it takes is a simple call to one of our wonderful volunteers here, and then just $29 a month. That's less than a loonie a day. I've done the math. Money we spend so easily on a cup of coffee or a newspaper or a chocolate bar. But when that small amount is combined with the gifts of other sponsors, what happens is amazing. Your child's whole life changes for the better. Now, World Vision is the largest child sponsorship organization in the world with almost 50 years of experience. They have everything in place. They know how to make a lasting change in a child's life. We're just waiting for you to complete the partnership. So say yes to a child right now. All it takes is $29 a month. And remember, your gift is even eligible for a tax credit.
I'm joined by World Vision Canada President Dave Toyson. Dave, I see you have some pictures of the children who are waiting to be sponsored today.
Yeah, I certainly do, Gemma. I certainly do. Each one of these kids is precious. And whenever I visit countries overseas, I see my own son and daughter and these children when they were at the same age. And as a father, there's nothing more difficult than seeing little children who are neglected, sick, and suffering. Child sponsorship ensures that children have a chance. It helps us nurture the children of the world. Now, this young fellow, his name is Udens, and he lives in Haiti. And although he's 12, he's still not in school. It says both his parents are barely able to support their family, so Udens stays at home and helps his parents. We need to find a sponsor for Udens so he can go to school. Will you make the difference in Udens' life right now by calling?
I've got a little girl here named Louise-Annie. She's 8 years old, and she's really very cute. She's in grade 1, and her favorite subject is reading. It says here that her father abandoned her family, and Louise-Annie's mother has had to support her family on her own. It's for children like Louise-Annie that we are all here today. We need to find a sponsor for her. Why don't you make the call and be her sponsor?
Let me introduce you to Yulbert. He's a really handsome, cute little 9-year-old. Yulbert's mother died, and his father has abandoned Yulbert and left him to the care of relatives. It says that although his relatives love and care for him, they find it difficult to make ends meet. Here's just another example of how poverty wears people down. These relatives are doing their best, but they don't have the means to care for one more child. It could mean so much to a child like Hubert, Louisine, or Udens to know that they're special. Sponsorship does that in a big way. Tell a child they're special. Right now, the walls, we still have too many picture folders up there. We're into our last minutes of the program. Please, please, call now. Mag?
Thanks, Dave. Actually, the operators have just been sharing some of their stories with me, and this place is definitely hopping. There's a lot of energy here. Phones are ringing, and kids are being sponsored, and pictures are coming off the walls.
But not quickly enough.
Well, we're hoping to get some more off there. Hundreds of children are finding hope today, and here's one right now. Shannon Hand from Hamilton called to sponsor a little girl, and this is kind of an interesting story. She has a little daughter whose name is Brittany, and she had a heart condition and was at Sick Kids. So Shannon would like to sponsor a little 3-year-old girl from Colombia. So
We need a
3-year-old girl from Colombia. We were so worried. We were so afraid nobody would call, and we're really having fun here. Okay.
This is Claudia Patricia Moreno from Colombia. And how old is she?
She's only 3.
Yeah, 3 years old.
She's only 3. So I want to thank you, Shannon, for calling, because this is going to be a pen pal for your little daughter, Brittany. Thanks again.
Oh,
and here we have
Maria Devlin from Thunder Bay has sponsored Jodens. We just did this one, too. That's great. That's wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you for calling. We just got a child sponsored who was just featured. Jodens has been sponsored. Thank you so much
for calling. That's the name that we're all having trouble with.
Yes, well, it's a good name, though. All right, now this hour is speeding by. We have a lot more children to pull off these walls and sponsor if we're going to meet our goal. So please call right now. A child's future is obviously worth a step to the phone and worth your caring commitment. So call right now.
If you're hesitating about making a commitment, don't worry about it at all. If you ever have to discontinue your sponsorship for any reason, that's okay. You can just call World Vision, and they'll do their best to find another sponsor for your child. You know, not too long ago, I made a fantastic trip to Guatemala. It was an eye-opener for me in many ways, not the least of which was meeting a very special family. My first experience with Guatemala was the roughest, rockiest roads I'd ever seen. We traveled some 2.5 hours back into the mountains to reach isolated Mayan villages. I'm excited about meeting my sponsored child and her family, and I hope that they may welcome me into their home, you know, and allow me to get to know the children and the family. So, I mean, I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited.
Spring water, and we just facilitate the way in which they can.
My guide and translator was Jami Gertzen, who helps coordinate World Vision's work in Central America.
Family embroidering. Buenas, hola. Hola. And one of the things we're trying to do with women...
The Mayan people are at the absolute bottom of the social ladder. 50% of the children die before the age of 5 years. And that's why World Vision is here, and why I was so excited about meeting my new sponsored child.
Hola.
Hola. Hola.
¿Cómo están?
Rita. Hola.
Bien,
Yes, sorry. Bernabella, it's very nice to be here with you.
Es mucho gusto conocerte, Bernabella.
I saw right away that Bernabella was not only shy, but also a very serious little girl. Bernabella's mother, Maria Rita, is raising 6 children all alone. Their father left the family. She also has 2 teenage daughters who have been forced to leave home and work as maids in Guatemala City. They send their earnings back to the family, but it just isn't enough. In fact, the day we arrived, they didn't have any masa to make tortillas, so we bought some so that they could have something to eat. Does it scare you a lot, Bernabella, when that happens, when you don't have any food? Do you feel sick and you don't have very much energy and... Sí. Yeah.
As I looked into her beautiful eyes, I thought, this is the face of poverty.
Were you scared then?
This sweet little girl who goes hungry too often, who isn't able to go to school because she must stay at home and care for her little brother, Jose Luis. My heart went out to this little guy. So thin, weak, obviously very malnourished, and he has a skin disease. He also has symptoms of what look to be Down syndrome. There is no way they can afford the help Jose needs. I was so glad I could do something to help Bernavella and her family. But I didn't realize how much my help would mean until the next day when I had the chance to take the whole family to the World Vision Health Fair. This was Bernavella's first time to ever get health care. And believe me, everything was here. She was weighed and got a physical exam. Her teeth were checked. She received vitamins. Her hair was even checked for lice and freshly shampooed. Bernavella's mom went to a class on nutrition and hygiene.
See? Look, her hair's the same color as yours.
I brought a few presents for the children with me. It turned out to be one of the special moments of my visit.
You can sleep with her and you can talk to her, and this is the first doll you have? Yeah. Oh. It's making me feel like I don't want them to think I'm sad because I'm crying, because I'm very happy to be here with them. As Canadians, I think people really need to understand that they can give so little of what they have, $29, so little of what they have, and make such a huge difference in someone's life, an enormous difference. Meeting Bernavella made me realize just how fragile life can really be. That shack her family lives in, rain comes right through the walls. They really don't know where their next meal is even going to come from. But because I'm sponsoring Bernavella, she and her family will start to see real improvements in their lives. And that is a tremendous feeling. I'm also able to write to her. And I know how much just a little word of encouragement can mean to me. Imagine what my notes and letters can do for my little girl in Guatemala.
Imagine what a difference your caring could make to one child. In fact, I take it back, don't imagine it. Actually do it. Make your call. Tell one of our folks, our loyal volunteers here, that you want to sponsor a special child with your commitment of $29 a month. Please don't put it off. Do it now. We have less than half an hour to help so many children who need so much help. And you are holding the key to a new future for one child. Please call right now. Dave?
Thanks, Mag. I'm excited to tell you that some of the children available for sponsorship today are from the same village that Gemma visited when she was in Guatemala. Here's, oh, this little girl is just gorgeous. This is little Volubia. She's 8 years old, and like Bernavella, she lives with her mother, who's unemployed. And as you can see, she's an absolutely precious girl. Volubia is needed at home to help her mother care for the family.
Well, here's another little girl. This is 7-year-old Nancy. Nancy's beautiful. But unfortunately, she's in the same situation, which is affecting most of the children in this community. She doesn't go to school. Her parents are terribly poor, and it's been like that for generations. Without sponsorship, it's unlikely that it will change. But when you sponsor a child like Nancy, you're helping her now by enabling her to go to school, receive nutritious meals, and regular health care.
This is a little 5-year-old. His name is Marvin Estuardo. How can that name, right? Oh, his father's self-employed, but doesn't earn enough to support his family. And you know, there's a common feature among many of the families of the children who need sponsors. Most of these parents are very hardworking and care deeply about the needs of their children. They simply don't earn enough to provide for them. But if you sponsor Marvin or a child like him, you can break the cycle of poverty. Believe me, I've seen the difference that sponsorship can make. Call right now and sponsor one of these beautiful children. We want these walls empty. Mag?
Thank you, Dave. When we started today, we took hundreds of pictures of children in need of sponsors, and we tacked them to our studio walls. As people have been calling, we've been matching their requests. So our goal is, of course, to completely clear these walls by the end of this hour. We don't have a whole lot of time left.
So we're ready for a match call.
Okay.
Mrs. Deanna Masibo from Brampton. She has a business building houses in Dominican Republic, and she wants to sponsor a boy from the Dominican Republic. Okay. So
we need
what we need
boy from the Dominican
Republic.
Hey, let's hear from some other businesses, by the way, you business types.
That's right. We want to get some more businesses.
We like this business thing. Thank you, Marlene.
Who have we got?
We have George Luis Valdez Peguero.
Very good.
He's a beautiful little child, and he likes running errands and drawing. Oh, so you know what? You should send him some pictures that you drew. He'll love that.
Right now, in addition to these children, World Vision Canada has the names of some 12,000 more who are waiting for sponsors. So if you've been hesitating, hesitate no longer. There's a child here who really needs you. Call and say yes to a child with $29 a month.
I have another cool thing that's happened here. Miss Catherine Nemeth called in, and she's in Rockwood, Ontario. Rookwood. And Catherine Nemeth would like to sponsor a girl.
Sponsoring Volubia, who was in our last segment. And that's her. If everyone can remember.
We just had her.
Yeah, we did.
There. Thank you, Catherine. That's very good of
you
you to
call.
call.
Very much.
Now Volubia gets a nice surprise.
By the way, if you've never done anything like this before, you'll be surprised the difference it makes in your own life. I know. Giving is very good medicine.
And if you've just tuned in, when you call, we'll send you a picture of your child along with information on their life and where they live. We'll also send you an annual report about their progress. And if you wish, which we really encourage, you'll be able to write to your child and send pictures back and forth.
We also want you to know exactly how responsibly your dollars are being spent, so we'll send this information along with your child's picture.
So now it's your turn. Is there room in your family for one more? If so, go to your phone and call right now. Give some of your love to a deserving child. It'll just take a few minutes to get your name and address and choose your child. Believe me, you're gonna be glad you did it.
And the more you learn about sponsorship, the happier you're going to be. For instance, 80% of every dollar given to World Vision Canada goes right to activities and programs that help children and families help themselves. There's a really good reason why 180,000 Canadians already sponsor children through World Vision Canada. It's because it's an amazing way to make a tangible difference in a needy child's life. A child you can have a picture of and call your own. There's only a few minutes left. We're getting really, really close. It's time to make your call. Do it now. Please don't wait any longer.
It begins with your pledge of just $29 a month to sponsor a child who needs your love. You can make your monthly gifts using Visa, MasterCard, monthly checks, automatic bank debits, whatever is the most convenient for you.
We are so very close to reaching our goal, but we aren't going to make it without your call. The lines are busy when you call. You've got to keep calling. If you're not near a phone, you can write to us. The address is World Vision Canada, Box 2500, Mississauga, Ontario, L5M2H2. Again, that's World Vision Canada, Box 2500, Mississauga, Ontario, L5M2H2.
On behalf of Dave, Linda, the staff and volunteers of World Vision Canada, and most of all, on behalf of all God's children to whom you said yes today, thank you. Keep on calling. We'll stay here till you stop calling.
Goodbye. Keep calling.
Thank you.
Global Television Network now concludes its broadcasting for another day. The Global Television Network is owned and operated by Global Communications Limited, with studios and offices located at 81 Barber Green Road in Don Mills, Ontario, and at the National Press Centre in Ottawa. Global programming is simultaneously telecast across southern Ontario on different channels via a network of regional CIII transmitters, licensed by the Canadian Radio, Television and Telecommunications Commission, Ottawa. Global signal from a transmitter on the CN Tower provides coverage in Metro Toronto, Hamilton, and the Golden Horseshoe, and can be seen on Channel 41. In the Peterborough area, as well as the region along the north shore of Lake Ontario, global programs are seen from the Peterborough transmitter on Channel 27. In East Central Ontario, including the Haliburton Highlands, parts of the Upper Ottawa Valley, and the Trenton-Kingston area, global watchers tune into Channel 2 from our transmitter at Bancroft. In Canada's capital city region, global comes to you on Channel 6 from our transmitter in Hull, Quebec. In Barrie, Parry Sound, the Muskoka Lakes, as well as the northern segments of this area, viewers can watch global from a Midland transmitter on Channel 7. In Owen Sound and surrounding cottage country, global signal is broadcast on Channel 4 from an Owen Sound transmitter. Throughout western and west central Ontario, including the Niagara Peninsula, global is seen on Channel 6 from our Paris transmitter. In Sarnia and Blue Water Country, global viewers see our signal on Channel 29 from the Oil Springs transmitter. In Windsor and Essex County, global programming is seen from the Stevenson transmitter on Channel 22. Global is also available on over 150 cable systems, including the areas serving North Bay, Sudbury, and Timmins, primarily on Cable 3. Join us again tomorrow when we begin our next broadcast day. We hope you enjoy the programming on CIII, the Global Television Network.